There's a Ramban. It's important. Ramban at the beginning of the parshas, first Ramban. It says, "Vayidaber Elokim Moshe, Vayomer Ani Hashem." So the Ramban asks, not the Ramban, you have Achochem. What did he say? What did he say to Moshe? Vaeira Avrom El Yitzchak El Yaakov Bekel Shakai. Ushmi Hashem lo nadati lahem. Right? So he goes to this, what is the Bekel Shakai? He appeared to them Bekel Shakai. V'achochem Reb Avrom Pirish ki beis Bekel Shakai Moshecha Shiro Vaeira Avrom Bekel Shakai. Shmi Hashem lo nadati lahem. V'ine akos ki nira lo'ovos b'shem hazeh shu menatzeach ma'rochos shamayim. Lasos imam nisim gedolim shlo nizbatlim minik olam. Although Hashem performs great miracles, but He doesn't change the function of the world. For instance, Barov Podo Samimovis. Although there was a famine, He redeemed them from death. Milchama midei cherev. There was a war, He redeemed them from the sword. Loslam Oshev Choved V'chol Tova. V'cheim Kechol HaYehudim Shebetor Brochs V'klos. It's like all the various Yehudim. These are like the accolades in the Torah, that when you're deserving a bracha and klolo, kilo sovo al odem tove b'schar mitzvah ro be'onish Vaeira rak b'masa nes. He says the only way you could receive good for schar for mitzvah or a punishment for Vaeira, that itself is a miracle. If you, based on a person's nature or the star he's born under, his actions should not detract or advance him, his situation. It's all miracles. Hashem intervenes despite the mazel, despite the nature of the world. Hashem intervenes, and that person receives it differently. He said, people, the way it appears, it seems to be, it's the way of the world. It's people, the schar v'onish. But factually, schar v'onish is not the way of the world. That's Hashem is intervening and altering the function of the world for schar v'onish. There's a tarach haTorah b'Yehudim sh'b'olam hazeh. Lo tvar Yehudei ha-nefesh b'olam ha-neshamos. Ela mosiv sh'kineger ha-tolodo. Therefore, Torah doesn't speak lengthily. He says, therefore, Torah is tarach haTorah b'Yehudim b'olam hazeh. V'lo tvar Yehudei ha-nefesh b'olam ha-neshamos. Ki ela mosiv sh'kineger ha-tolodo. Kim ha-nefesh dovka b'elkim hu dover roi b'toloso. Elokim asher nosno. Okay. But his main thing, so it's difficult. He says, to be punished for an Vaeira, to get schar for a mitzvah in this world, it's not part of nature, it's not part of the mazel. The world is purely locked into physical actions. To bring about schar v'onashim has to intervene and alter existence and the mazel, that despite the mazel, despite many things, the person is going to what? Is going to be punished, or the person is going to be rewarded. And because it's so common, and it's not something which, so people think that is what's meant to be, but it's unrelated to that. It's like a person, people make money, they lose money. They call it, it's your mazel, it's your luck. It's not the mazel. It's not the mazel. The way he's explaining.
That's on El Shaddai.
Yep. He says he alters the marochos, the marochos means the order, that despite whatever may be, he says it's no different than all brachos and close in the Torah. Just as he altered nature to give him wealth and to save him from whatever may be, identically, schar v'onish in this world, Hashem continuously alters. He says, although people see it as being part of nature, but it's not part of nature. What is mean? He appeared to them bekel shakai. He says kel shakai means he intervened to alter the zodiac on their behalf. They should have been killed in war. They shouldn't have been wealthy, despite whatever may be. But they did have wealth, they did have power, they did have everything. These are nisim, but factually, these nisim are not seen as something which is the obvious, the altering of nature. It's not an altering of nature. Because you say, these things happen. Kel Shakai means the limitation of power. Moshe saw the unlimited power of Hashem. It's very good. No, it's very good. Kel Shakai means it's not obvious because everything is limitation. Moshe Rabbeinu brought Nisim Gluyim. There it was obvious this is not nature. The Avos, you say things happen for the good, for the bad. What about Sodom and Amorah? Seems to be, you have an earthquake. You have a volcano. These things happened. Do people understand the exact nature how Sodom and Amorah was destroyed? They were destroyed. People like say they got theirs. Whatever. But how do they understand the event? These events, they happen. So it's not considered the altering of nature. This happens within nature. What happened in Mitzrayim it had no relevance to nature. It was a clear alteration, and it was overriding nature totally. He's saying this tremendous chiddush. He's saying the world itself. No, because you have to understand it. Factually, if Hashem is going to continuously alter things, despite nature says things should continue because of the person's behavior. Hashem alters nature, right? But people say, well, that's the way it is. People don't link it to schar v'onish. These things happen. But why? If that's the reality of existence, he should have linked everything, meaning the world functions based on how you behave. Right? If you behave correctly, the world advances itself. You transgress, the world regresses. It takes a downturn. No, you have the marochos, you have the zodiac, the world functions. Hashem intervenes, and despite nature, he detracts from nature. What does he have to detract from nature? This should be which determine what nature is, what nature is not. You have to understand it. Okay, let's see the Maral. See, the way I was understood without this, a person is a mazel. Let's say the mazel says a person should be wealthy. As much as he may sin, then it's going to have to manifest itself differently. Because the mazel says this has to be his predicament. Where's he going to be punished? He'll be punished differently. He'll be punished on mabo, be punished something else. He's saying no. Despite what the mazel says, it's actually, this is going to detract from the mazel. So the question is, if a person is able to read the zodiac, and the zodiac says this, and something else is happening. So what does that mean? So that means it's clear you're altering the zodiac. The person's mazel is being changed.
Can we change our mazel?
A Jew could change his mazel for the better. A goy can't change his mazel. Not possible. Not possible. We say in mazel Yisrael. A mazel Yisrael means a Jew has mazel. We say mazel tov, right? You have mazel. But a mazel Yisrael means a Jew could override his mazel. If a person has enough schus, if you have enough midas arachmim, you have the tzibur being mispalel, that could override the mazel. It could go in both directions. But what the Rishonim say, we're talking the positive, this being the positive direction. The person's not well, and the mazel says whatever it is. Despite that, a tefillah sarabim could actually activate rachmim, which could override the mazel. There's a famous story, which there's a work, it's about 6 volumes, it's called Me'eni Yisrael, which it was written about 15, 20 years ago. The last Talmidim of the Chofetz Chaim were interviewed about the Rebbe when they were students in Radin in the 1915, 1925, what exact their interactions, their experiences with the Chofetz Chaim. So one of the things is brought there that when Germany, World War I, attacked that area, so they divided the yeshiva, and half the yeshiva went deep into Russia. It was much safer, not to be near the, on the lines with the Germans. So half the yeshiva stayed there. The Chofetz Chaim went with the yeshiva deeper into Russia. But why did he only take half the yeshiva? Because he said, I forgot who he quoted, that as well as yeshiva does in a certain place, which Radin was very successful, succeeded as a yeshiva. Once you change its location, you're not guaranteed that same success. It's Mishana Mokum, Mishana Mazel, even regarding Torah. Even though you have the same faculty, the same students, the same everything, the moment you change location, you never know if it's going to succeed to the same degree. So it only changes the location. And therefore he was very hesitant to split the yeshiva. Very hesitant for this reason. Because he felt it actually could bring it to a point of no return. You go there, it's never going to come back again. So that's why he divided it. He left half in its original location, and he took the other half to go deep into Russia. And it's not because of the distractions of the war. That's not the reason. Just factually, whenever you change a location, so you could have a Rov or a Talmid Chacham phenomenally successful in one community, and he gets a better offer, go somewhere else. Doesn't mean he's going to be successful despite of his capability. Once you change location, you never know what's going to happen to that location. It could be better, or it could be worse. Because so therefore that was still linked. It was linked to that original location. That was the rationale. Okay. Let's see over here. We're holding the morale.